Hello everyone and welcome to day 24 of card unboxing. We've got quite a decent amount of stuff to go through today, so we'll hop right into it. Alright, looks like we got plenty of individual cards. Of course, we're completing sets always, so probably going to have a handful of those to do. As always, bear with me with the opening of the cards. I normally make incisions so that I can get through the cards or get to the cards easier in a more time efficient manner, but looks like I forgot to do that for these. So first and foremost, in an endeavor to complete or add to the collections I have for my favorite players, we've got my second favorite athlete of all time, Priest Anthony Holmes, who's a huge fan of his with the Chiefs. I think he had a remarkable multiple-year stretch before he had that career-ending injury to his neck. Let's go ahead and see what else we've got. Okay, up next, we've got a legend, arguably, legend of the game, currently, not to badmouth him, but he's not playing with the team currently, if you can guess who I'm talking about. And for context, we're in the midst of the NBA season. We've got, sorry, just removing some tape. Legends of the Game, Ben Simmons, limited to 199. He is at least talented enough to make it to the NBA. It's kind of a shame what is happening with their current situation. He wants out, but who really wants him is the issue at hand. Hopefully they get things figured out in Philadelphia, because it's nice to have them as a contender as a Celtics fan, even though we aren't contenders this year. We kind of suck. I think we're 4-5. We were 2-5 2 days ago. Up next, looks like there's 2 in here. We're going to take those out. Hope I didn't miss or skip over that in a couple of my last few videos. I'll have to revisit. We've got LaMarcus Aldridge and Kevin Knox, limited to 199 NBA Hoops cards. It's another set I've been trying to complete lately. Okay, let's get the knife out. Looks like up next, we've got another future legend of the game. This one he has the potential to live up to that title. Not having a good year thus far. Got a couple of these. This one would be a duplicate. Probably should have really taken inventory before I started buying duplicates from this set. We've got Colin Sexton for the Cavs. He's currently averaging 17 points per game about 2 weeks into the season. Maybe a little more than that. Yeah, maybe like 3 weeks into the season. Cavs are just a hot mess. I should go catch a game, but there's really nothing to entice me to do so. No big players on the roster, just no real reason to go up to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse to catch the Cavs lose a game. Up next, we've got Vince Carter, one of the all-time greats, one of the oldest players to play in the NBA, played into his 40s, of course. Phenomenal dunker that he is. Up next, another Legends of the Game. We've got Chris Paul coming off of an NBA Finals loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm sure that was extremely frustrating. I can only imagine with the amount of work that he puts in to come up short, especially after leading the series. But they could be back. They could not. We'll see. It's been a turbulent NBA season. There's really no clear-cut team to beat, in my opinion. You've got Stephen A. Smith saying it's the Knicks, but of course there's a lot of bias there. Not to say the Knicks are bad. They're the Knicks. They lost to the Hawks last year. I mean, Hawks had a good team as well, a roster with a lot of depth, a lot of young talent. DeAndre Hunter was a player I had on my fantasy team. He isn't having anywhere near the same sophomore season he had last year. Up next, we've got Topps Gold Label Class 3 Emmitt Smith. This is one of the last cards I needed to complete that set, and now I have it. So we will post an update with where we are in relation to that set. I have this device that I put together. It's like a 1/4-inch thick chipboard held together by a series of basswood sticks that function as rails for each card. So you can slide the cards in and out. Oh, that's kind of funny. If anyone remembers Winnie the Pooh. That's funny. I've never seen anything like that. I wonder if the envelopes came like that or if this guy went out of his way to do that. I actually thought it was Calvin and Hobbes at first. Okay. Next, from the 90s or maybe the 80s, the player, not the card, we've got Jose Canseco, Oakland Athletics. Not numbered, but a nice piece of memorabilia for a player I like, but don't really have any sort of collection for. Okay. Up next, we've got a massive box just for one card, and that is DeAndre Ayton, Legend of the Game. Future legend, I might add. And I do believe that he is on the right path to become so. After that, we've got our 199 Bill Walton Legends of the Game card. And after that... See, that package was already open. I must have just started and then stopped at some point. I don't know. It was a while ago. Okay. Up next, we have another Priest Holmes card from when he was with the Ravens. This one limited to 25 holographic. This is a very nice card. I like that one a lot. Priest, if you have the time, check out his stats from 2001 through 2004. Even if you treat that 2004 season as a complete season, he actually only played 8 games, exactly half a season because of that injury. Even with the games he missed factored in, I mean, if you don't even have to do any kind of adjusting with the statistics, just what they are in totals and touchdowns and yards. He had more yards from scrimmage, more rushing yards, and tremendously more touchdowns than any other player in a 4-year stretch ever. I mean, he scored some 76 touchdowns in 4 years, and that's with missing more than half a season. All right, up next we have Chris Mullin, limited to 10. When I bought this, it was a little cheaper because that little blemish there, but it's still limited to 10. It's still Chris Mullin. I don't really give a crap. Next, we have Pascal Siakam, another, at least as of a couple years ago, rising legend. He's had a good stretch the last couple of years. I think right now he might be injured. What else do we have? Another legend of the game, Alonzo Mourning. Zoe, as they call him, a great all-time Charlotte Hornets, a great all-time Miami Heat where he won his championship. Zoe was just a beast at the center position. Okay. Up next, we have another legend of the game, because why not? This time in the form of Chinese legend Yao Ming at 7'6". What a career he had, one of only 4 players ever to make the All-Star game every single season that he played. The other ones were Jerry West, Paul Arizin, West played 14 seasons, made all 14 All-Star games. Ming played 8 seasons, made 8. Reason played 11 and went to 11. And there was one other player, can't put my finger on it, but I think he only played like 6 seasons or so. Made the All-Star game every single year. Still a great accomplishment nonetheless. But no other athlete has ever done that, well, in the NBA. Next, we've got the late, great Elgin Baylor. And yeah, we've definitely completed the Legends of the Game set by this point. I'm just wondering how many duplicates I have. More than likely quite a few. Maybe it's worth getting them graded. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just resell them. Next, we've got our Panini Illusions, limited to 199. This is my first of this set. I've never bought any from this set that are limited. I have almost the complete set of the base cards that I'm still working on, but figured, you know, I had never seen that variant of the card before. I liked it. Okay. I think I've gone through 200 packages today. It's ridiculous. I have a lot of cleaning up to do. I know I said I'd try to make this video quick. I'm moving as fast as my fingers will allow me. Okay, up next, another future legend of the game. This one limited to 25, artist proof. We've got Karl Anthony Towns. The first overall pick for me in my fantasy league. Not overall, but my first pick. I had pick number 5, and I figured, you know, statistically, he's pretty phenomenal. He's on a franchise that, like Kevin Love in the early 2000s, allows him to just pad stats all day. So I figured, hey, if he can stay healthy, it'd be a great pick. Next, we've got John Havlicek, Legends of the Game. This one limited to 25. So was this one. I don't believe I mentioned Walton as limited 25. Becoming increasingly anxious to see just how many of those I have. I'd say it's more than a dozen at this point. So who knows, maybe I will complete the Legends of the Game limited to 25 set. Maybe one day. Today is not that day. Okay, up next, if you give me just a moment to get my stuff together, we've got Marcus Morris Sr. Panini NBA Hoops card. Got way more packages today in this video than in most other videos. Did a bad job of rationing out all the packages across these videos. Let's see if we can finish before the like 15-minute mark. I don't know. Okay, if I can get the tape off of here. Get this guy's business card out of there. Unless he probably wants the publicity anyways. Okay. Next we've got our Panini NBA Hoops Markieff Morris. What are the odds of that? 2 twins in a row. This one limited to 99, and that's the first of that set that I bought. I haven't seen that variant of the card before. Next up, we have, that one was very conveniently wrapped. Ooh, another Priest Holmes card. This one limited to 75. Nice card there. Fun fact, I used to work out at my neighbor's house. She's a physical trainer. And she had this, I don't know if you call it like a body mass index. Something where you turn a dial, you input your weight, you input your height. It tells you whether you are healthy, like underweight or anorexic, obese, very obese, so on and so forth. And I remember plugging in Priest Holmes and a number of other athletes. Priest Holmes, I mean, he's obviously very built, qualified as very obese with his 5'9", 220-pound frame. And I just thought that was funny considering he was the epitome of, I don't know, strength, athleticism. He's rushing for record-breaking amounts of touchdowns. I just found that kind of a little funny. Anyways, here's an Amon Green Topps 50 Years of Football card. This is the one that I had the most trouble finding on eBay just because it wasn't posted. The moment I saw it posted, I jumped all over that. That would have been around the time that Amon rushed for I think it was like 1,883 yards, something like that. It was the most yards anyone had rushed for without eclipsing 2,000. I think someone since got like 1,900 yards or something like that. Had a couple people surpass 2,000 since then. Yeah, it's not as impressive as it used to be, in part because the season's beginning to grow and become longer. It's 17 games now, giving people more of an opportunity to break those kinds of records. Reminds me of when Jim Brown played. You know, he played 12 games, and then later on in his career, 14 games. That's the kind of context you need when you consider him as the best running back of all time. Okay. Finally get these cards out. We've got maybe. He decided to throw in a couple regular Thaddeus Young cards in addition to the Thaddeus Young Panini Hoops card that we got. Not to be confused with another T. Young, the name of Trey. It's looking more like this video is going to be 20 minutes. Looks like we have 5 more packages after this one that I'm opening right now. This has been quite a haul. Okay. Next, we have another future legend. Speak of the devil, Trey Young. What are the odds of that? It's funny, it's happened a couple times today. I could kick myself for not opening these before the video just to save half the amount of time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Looks like they threw in a good deal of bonus cards. Now what do we got here? What did we buy? Bonus joy cards is what he called them. Well, if they don't bring me joy, I'm going to demand a refund. Jeez. He might as well have just lathered these things in glue. Goodness gracious. I think he assumed I was a Jaguars fan. I used to be. Okay. Let's start with the ones that we bought. Case is unappealing, but we've got a Fred Taylor jersey card. Not limited, but guaranteed authentic. We're just going to take it out. This thing is... It's seen better days. Okay, put that there. Another Fred Taylor jersey card. I probably have 3 of these copies. Limited to 250. And Jimmy Smith. Not limited, but one player I don't have a lot of jersey cards of who was a phenomenal receiver. The only player to ever have more 1,000-yard receiving seasons than Jimmy Smith goes by the name of Jerry Rice, and I believe Terrell Owens also has one more. He's tied with Randy Moss for 3rd. One player whose career gets greatly overlooked. Then he sent me a bunch of Jaguars players. Fred Taylor, for those of you that don't know me, my favorite player of all time. Smith probably cracks like my top 10, maybe top 12. But it was a nice little added bonus. Looks like maybe a couple insert cards. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go through those. Okay. Bear with me just a couple more. More stubborn packaging, more packages inside of packages. Oh my gosh. You gave me an envelope inside of a package, and there's a card inside the envelope with my card. That's kind of funny. Bulls Pulls. Who puts a thank you card in a package? All right, next we've got Julius Erving, limited to 25, artist proof, which adds that one to the collection. I had no idea how many of those I bought. I mean, at this point, I might as well complete that set. Oh, jeez. I cannot compromise the integrity of this eBay sticker. Okay. Here we have another limited to 25 Legends of the Game card for Jerry Lucas. Very anxious for like the 20th time to see how many of those I actually have. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. Oh boy. What the heck are these things made of anyways? Like, what is this? How on earth do you open these dang things? Great bubble wrap. I use my knife and then it gets plastic residue all over it. All right, next we've got Robert Parrish, limited to 25, another artist proof. I mean, what, that's like 10 this video. And last but not least, we've got a box. Feels like there's one thing in it. Oh my goodness. And a bunch of styrofoam. It will be a Kristaps Porzingis limited to 199 Legends of the NBA card. And that does it for today. If you like what you saw, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, anything like that.